Hello everyone. So welcome to my channel. In this video I will be discussing about the AWS certification path. So basically if you are new to my channel, do subscribe my channel because I keeps on posting the technical content on my this channel. Okay. So before starting the video, I will be introducing myself first. So I am Devansh and recently I have cleared AWS Certified Developer Associate exam, and I can show you the credentials also, these exam certificate also, so that you can confirm I am not lying to you guys. Okay, so this is my certificate. Okay, so you can see the issue date as 20 December 2025. Okay, so why I'm just making this video, because while preparing the AWS exam I was having a lot of questions in my mind and I need to research a lot to find that answer to my questions. And not only this, like I was lagging where to find the practice test and with the within the given time range, how one person can able to clear that exam. So even you might be wondering, having some question, and I am expecting that question will be getting resolved in the end of this video. Okay, so let's begin our journey. Okay, so basically topics that I will be covering in this video is what is AWS certification and its levels, what are the prerequisites for the AWS certification exams, skills that you will be learning in this exam, the career values and the benefits, and where to prepare and practice. So this is the main important question might be you guys will be wondering, so I will be telling you the best resources also, and when to schedule, do's and don'ts, like basically what you need to do and what you don't need to do during your preparation journey, and tricks for cracking the exam. Okay, so let's begin with the first topic. Okay, so basically you might be wondering, if you are not new to the AWS certification, so what is AWS certification? Okay, so it is actually a industry recognized credential from AWS that validates an individual's skills and expertise in using the AWS cloud platform for building, deploying and managing the cloud solution. So it's just a basically like AWS is saying for you that you are a valid person, you know each and every service in AWS for that can be helpful for building your application, for deploying and managing, monitoring and all these things. Okay, so it's AWS is saying for you. Okay, in general you said like I am knowing these particular technologies, right? But here if you clear this exam you will be getting this certificate. Now AWS is saying for you that you are having this particular knowledge. Okay, so second thing, serving as a proof of competency for employers and a pathway for career growth in cloud computing. So basically it is really very helpful if you are switching your jobs, or maybe you want promotions or anything, and for your career growth it is really very helpful. And maybe we will be discussing the benefits in next slides also. Okay, so third is certifications are earned by passing proctored exams that you can schedule online as well as in nearby centers. It is recommended to give exam in nearby centers as online exam is very strict. You can search on the AWS site like what are the nearby centers to your location. I can provide you the link also where you can see what are the nearby centers in the description. Okay, so don't need to find the links by yourself. I will be telling you each and everything, and that will be official links. Okay, so the total questions will be 65 and total time will be 130 plus 30 minutes for non-native English speakers. So basically if you are non-native English speakers you can add 30 minutes to your exam, and passing percentage is 72%, and the price for this exam is $150. Okay, and two type of questions on the exam, that is multiple choice and multiple response. Okay, and no negative marking will be there. Okay, hope this seems pretty much clear to you. Okay, the exam includes 15 unscored questions that does not affect your scores. Okay, so basically what happens, you are having 65 questions, and in that 65 questions you will be having 15 unscored questions. But that 15 unscored questions will be not familiar to you, like you don't know which 15 questions are unscored at. Okay, so I have also provided you the link for the guide. So let's see this guidance material also, so where you can see the all the guidance for different certifications. Okay, let's open that page. Okay, so basically this is the link where you can see the complete guidance. Fine, so you can see exam guides for foundational level. So basically I will be telling this what are this foundational, associate, professional, and specialty. Basically if you are preparing for suppose AWS certified developer associate, you must read this before going to the exam, because it will be telling you each and everything that about the syllabus, about the percentage. So in the bottom I think it will be having the marking scheme also. So basically you can read all these type of things, but I will be mentioning each and everything. But I don't know when you are watching my this video, so maybe the count may be vary time to time, so you can actually you should see this guidance material. Okay, so basically there are 4 levels: foundational, associate, professional, and specialty. So this is again mentioned in this link. Let me go to that particular link. Okay, so basically this is the link. So over here you can see the foundational certification. So there are 2 certifications, and associate certification, basically there are 5 certification. So you can just see for which you need to prepare. So even the experience is also mentioned, if you are going for professional certification, so it's mentioned like 2+ years is required. So obvious, if you are going for professional certificate, I am assuming like you have like cleared any of the associate exam, because it will be easy for you to become the professional certified developer if you have cleared the associate, because you are familiar with the environment, with the exam questions. Fine. And finally there is a specialty certification. So basically what happens for the foundational certification, there is no experience required. As you can see, it is mentioned no prior experience needed. So even if you are fresher or new to AWS, you must try one of these 2 course, or maybe both also. And if you are having pretty much familiarity with AWS services, so you can try with this associate levels. So what I did, I was not familiar with foundational certification when I was fresher. So that's why when I was having around 1 years of experience, then I was getting this like, yeah, there exists something about AWS certification. So then I prepare for it and become a AWS certified developer. And meanwhile I'm also preparing for the machine learning now, so maybe hoping in 1 or 2 months you will be getting one more video. Okay, let's begin with the next slides now. Okay, I hope this is now clear to you what is about the AWS certification. Now next is prerequisites for AWS developer associate. As I already mentioned, AWS preferred is 1 year of hands-on experience with AWS development experience. Okay, but I also added proficiency in Java, Python, Node.js, C# or similar languages. Okay, and third one is understanding core AWS services, EC2, S3, DynamoDB, Lambda. Yeah, so basically in exam you will be checking on these particular services. So it will be great if you are knowing these amount of services, right? Because these are actually important services, and like whole architecture of development is based on only of these services. So if you are having hands-on with these particular services, then definitely you can go for the exam. The next thing is skills that you will be learning. So basically you will be learning different storages like EC2, EBS, EFS, ECS, S3 and all of these things. So cost optimization techniques, serverless architecture. Nowadays a lot of this architecture is getting used, so it's really very important to know about this architectures. Event driven architectures, SQS, SNS, DynamoDB streams, event bridge. And security, you will be learning about IAM, secret manager, SSM parameter stores, and databases, RDS or RDB, DynamoDB. Okay, so you will be learning all these skills in your preparation journey. Okay, so key benefits of AWS certification, I have also mentioned one link. Okay, you can check that also, but whatever AWS is, I already mentioned over here in short. So basically, if you are going for your career advancement, like if you want promotions, so that is really very beneficial for you. If you want a financial growth, so basically if you want something increment in your salary, so basically this certification is really very important. Okay, employer recognition, industry standards, credential trusted by enterprise. So basically it is, I already mentioned, AWS speaks for you, like you are the valid person for the using the different AWS services. Skill validation. Okay, so it is official AWS proof across design, development, optimization, and it is valid up to 3 years. So basically if you are going for AWS developer associate, it will be valid for 3 years. Might be different for different certificates, you need to check in the documentation, but I am saying about over here for developer, it will be valid for 3 years. You can extend that validity also by giving the next level exams. Like suppose if you are having currently associate level exam, you can extend your validity by giving the professional exam, so that your previous AWS exam got valid for some years also. Okay, competitive differentiation. So it's already mentioned, you will be getting more opportunities to different roles as you are now having more exposure to different AWS services. Eligible for 50% discount for next exam, and it will be valid for 1 year. Okay, so now the question comes which everyone is having. So even I feel during my preparation journey, so what I did, I started from preparing from the AWS docs. Actually it was really very hectic for me, because generally I was actually having exposure with different AWS services, but learning new services, it becomes difficult if you choose docs over here. Okay, and meanwhile even official AWS material is also there for preparation. We can go to the link. Let's go to the link first. Okay, so basically this is the link. So you can see over here there are different courses that are provided by AWS, but you require some type of subscription, so maybe it will be cost you something. So maybe some are free actually, even I tried also. This is the like if you are going for preparation, you must try at least the free ones. So if I check over here, like if I select AWS certified developer, where is it? Yeah, so you can see, yeah, so you can see our bottom. Yeah, so this I tried and completed also. So basically it is was the test actually that AWS provided. So maybe before going to the exam, you must be familiar with the official AWS preparation also, so that you can have familiarity, like how, like what type of questions will be there. Fine. Third is the Udemy course. So basically what I did was this particular course only. So I already mentioned I was firstly preparing with the AWS docs, but learning the new services become difficult from the AWS docs, because it talks in really very advanced language according to me. Maybe you feel comfortable from the docs also, but I recommend to you have this particular course. It is actually paid course. It will cost you around 500 Indian rupees. So maybe in, if you are outside India, maybe the currency varies, so maybe you can try. It is the best course, even I can show you also. So basically this is the course, and rating is very good actually, you can see. So like each and every service is getting mentioned in this course, so you can try this one. And even the person also updates this course timely based on the latest information provided by the AWS. So like you can completely rely on this course. It will be cost you around 500 Indian rupees, and it will be really very beneficial, because all will be in a structured way, right? So if I can show you also, you can see each and every module is present for if you are preparing. Okay, so then if like you are not going to spend any much amount on this preparation, so you can check this YouTube channel also. The guy is teaching freely each and every service, but I can definitely recommend above only. So if you are looking for the free course, like if you are not want to spend any of the money for this preparation, then you can definitely try this course also. It is around having 81 hours of video, so that is also fine if you're watching this. Okay, the in the end it matters the like you cleared the exam, right? So okay, let's move to the next one. Yeah, so now it comes practice test. So now suppose you are prepared, okay, but you want some test papers, right? Because before having the familiarity with the exam, you must be prepared enough so that you can clear the exam, right? So for the practice test, there are 500 plus exam questions that are totally free. Okay, I have mentioned the website. Okay, let's move to the website also. So here you can see the 557 questions are there, so you can check, you can read the statement, and you can even see the reveal the solution also, and even you can check the discussions like why it is correct or not. Okay, so basically, but this website is also paid, but I have one trick for you guys so that you can access all these courses freely. So let's say if I move to next questions, so it will be asking this amount of money. Okay, but you don't need to pay for this money. What I did was, I actually, suppose I want the 11th question, right? The say the 10th question is there, I want the 11th question to be accessible. What I did, copy this description, full description, paste over here, and just add 11th in the end. So the website is search engine optimized, so you can just check over here, you will be getting that question, and even you can see the answer. But again, this website will be again asking you for money, like this section is not available. But yeah, what you can do, you can again refresh it. Maybe you can copy this question and paste in your local file so that you can read the question, and like by this way I was actually able to complete this 500 plus questions freely. Okay, but again, if you want some practice test in a timely manner, so again the same person, the Stephen Marcus on Udemy, so the link is mentioned, you can check the test cases, the practice test is provided by that guy. Next comes, are you prepared for the AWS exam? So basically, even if you did all of the material, so suppose you purchase the course and do all of the lectures, and even after the practice test you think you are prepared, so basically you can schedule your exam from this website. I have mentioned the link, and even I have mentioned note like you can add extra 30 minutes for non-native English speakers, so that is also mentioned over here. But are you really prepared? That is the question. So before going to the exam, I would say practice more before exam, because associate level exam is of around $150, and like if you are not able to clear that, it will be a wastage of money, like AWS will be not refunding you that money. So make sure you are practicing hard before your original exam. Fine. And I already mentioned, don't just rely on watching the courses. Like it will be beneficial that you are watching the course, but the practice tests are important, because that makes you familiar with the exam environment and exam questions. And securing at least 80% in practice tests, yeah, this is the main thing. Even if you practice the test, you should maintain this percentage. Like if you are able to solve 80 or 85 percentage with highly consistent with time bound tests. So what I did was, I actually, that 500 questions, I divide that 500 in the sets of 65, so that I can have a similar like familiarity with the time bounded test. Okay, so I like by myself, I copy all that 500 questions and divide that into 65 sets, divide into around maybe it will be 5 or 7 sets. So I check my accuracy. I was able to solve 85% question, so that's why I just schedule my exam. Okay, so again it is mentioned time and stress management, 130 minute pacing and confidence. So basically you must try like you are able to solve particular one question in 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so it will be making you comfortable with the exam pressure. Okay, so schedule decision, book within 1 or 2 weeks if ready, right? Because if you are waiting for someone else, like you will be skipping some of the concepts in from your mind. Okay, so it's recommended if you are prepared, you must booked within 1 or 2 weeks. Okay, one more thing I want to add over here, can get discounts. So basically what I did, I actually subscribed to this particular events and I received one coupon which gave me 25% discount with one free retake. Basically this certification is actually of $150 and you will be having no retake option, but I got one impressive coupon. If you want the updates from the AWS, you can subscribe to this link. It will send you the coupons if like or vouchers if they are, and it will be beneficial for you. Okay, so might be it will take around 2 or 3 months of preparation. So if you are going to start with the preparation, you can advancedly subscribe to the update, so that whenever you going to schedule for your exam, you will be having maybe 1 or 2 vouchers that will be beneficial for you. Next is tricks for clearing AWS exam. So it is really very beneficial if you follows all of these tricks. 100% I can guarantee you, you will be able to clear your exam with a best scores. Okay, so first I am recommending you to find the use case instead of learning. So just making the notes and like learning the concepts. So this doesn't means you are like good in AWS. Okay, so you must familiarity with the different services and you must compare between the services, so that will be really very beneficial for you. Okay, so when I was preparing, I just waste 15 or 20 days just making the notes, and it was just overwhelming for me in the end of the 20 days. Like I was just not able to relate the concepts, but then I started hands-on with the services, so that makes me pretty much confident in the AWS services. Okay, one thing again I'm saying, schedule your exam before preparing for pressure. Okay, so what I did, when I started the preparation, I was not having a motivation like I can schedule it earlier, and I was just doing a procrastination. So maybe you can schedule your exam so that you can have at least one pressure, like yeah, I need to learn the resources so that I can be well prepared before the exam. Okay, try to do hands-on with each service. You can create AWS new account where you will be getting free tier credits. Okay, so you will be getting around $200 credits, so that you can use for your AWS billing. So it is really very beneficial even if you are using the paid services in the AWS. Okay, have a timer of 130 minutes while practicing. It is really very beneficial if you are doing this thing. Skip question if taking time. Yeah, this is very very important to do this. Like if the question is too much long, and if it is like you are not able to relate that, you can skip that. Even in the exam there is option for flag for review option, so which like you can later on review easily. So I will recommend you to have a maximum limit of the question. Suppose if you are having 130 minutes, you can have 2 or 3 minutes maximum for that particular question. If it is taking more than 2-3 minutes, you can skip, maybe you can review it later. Okay, so important topics I will be mentioning especially for AWS associate developer associate exam. So basically these are the topics that I mentioned. You must learn all of these topics if you are going to cover these topics now, right? Like you will be at least getting the passing marks if you are like covering only these topics, because they are really very important. But I am not saying you must learn only these particular topics. You should prepare well enough for at least 80 or 85% marks. Fine, hope now you are familiar with your AWS certification, and I hope your question is getting cleared. If still you're having doubt, like, you can drop your comment. I will be always there for you. And thanks for watching. If you are new to my channel, you can subscribe to my channel. I generally post this type of content. And even one more option I'm giving over here for you guys. If, like, suppose you want one-on-one session with me, I am dropping one top mate link where you can connect with me one-on-one. And even I can guide you on the AWS certification. And even if you feel anything related to some particular service, I will be helping you on that. I will be talking you one-on-one, clearing all your doubts and all the things related to AWS. Okay, then take care. We'll be seeing you guys in new video in next upcoming video. Okay, thanks.